Hello, my name is Jeremiah Moody, and I will be presenting on professional female tennis players for this presentation. So, my target population, my target demographic is professional female players. That's what I've chosen to focus on throughout the course of this semester for this class. And I chose to work with this demographic for a variety of reasons, including my personal enthusiasm behind the sport of tennis, specifically focusing on I love watching female tennis players play. Um, and I feel like they deserve some of that attention for how incredibly talented they are at the sport. My strong interest in tennis and my admiration for the female players' accomplishments, they drive my desire to connect and offer compassionate assistance. Uh, so professional female tennis players, they have great physical and mental demands that they've met, and they regularly travel. They face media scrutiny, and every sport does, every player in their profession does, and they have the pressure to perform at high levels all the time. So, by concentrating on this specific community, I hope to promote the gender equality in sports, just to show that just because you're not a man does not mean you can't be great at that specific sport. That everybody can be able to play that sport and excel and exceed expectations at that sport. And also, I want to take part of how important mental health is becoming in sports, and how we're fighting and raising awareness about all these mental health. And professional female tennis players, they also play as powerful role models for children, for little girls, for young women, and just young athletes around the world in general. And supporting their success may motivate others. It may motivate and empower the next generation of female athletes, and it might create a positive ripple effect, which we are hoping for. And finally, just being able, just working with this demographic, it provides a unique opportunity for professional development, allowing me to specialize in sports psychology and the athlete support, while also applying these insights to other athletic populations in the future. So, the effects of physical and social environment on professional female tennis players. So, starting with the physical environment, training and competition venues, those are very important in the physical environment where you play tennis at. So, and what has to happen before you step foot on the court. So, professional female tennis players, they travel regularly, encountering a variety of court surfaces, climates, and elevations. Um, and these alternations, they may have an impact on their physical performance as well as risk of injury. Also, frequent travel and changing conditions have an impact on the performance and injury risk. And the access to facilities, another part of the uh, physical environment on professional female tennis players. Quality training facilities and medical care are very critical to their physical health if they are wanting to be able to perform at a high level, at a level that people are expecting them to perform at. But they're just limited access. It may impede their progress and recuperation. Now, focusing on the social environment, media scrutiny. There's excessive media attention always on them. Whenever they're out there to perform, there's everybody in the media, they have an expectation of them, and they have pressure to perform to those expectations. So excessive media attention, it can cause pressure and stress and harming mental health and performance. So support networks. The presence of a supportive coaches and teammates and peers is essential. Family, you want those people surrounded by you, and that's a strong source for these professional female tennis players to go back to have those loved ones near them, those people that they can lean on, that they could count on, and just know that they don't have to do it all themselves. They don't have to carry all of that pressure by themselves, and that they have people they can reach out to talk to. to lower their anxiety, to boost their mood. It's just a pleasant social environment that can boost your motivation, boost their motivation, and it can lower their anxieties, while it's a bad one might raise stress and arousal levels if you don't have those right people around you to support you that are an outlet to you. The impact of family culture and psychological factors on professional female tennis players. Family culture, kind of what we were just talking about in a way, support systems. It's a very big deal in any sport, really, but for the context of professional female tennis players, family members, they offer their emotional support and their logistical assistance. They're always there in their corners, supporting them, backing them on, and family support is a really big it's a really big deal to have in your corner, especially to help cheer you on, to lower your anxiety, to lower your to boost your mood, to boost your motivation. Just have someone in that corner knowing that you can lean on them when times get rough. It's always a great thing to have. And for cultural expectations, family expectations and cultural norms about gender roles might have an impact on these professional female tennis players and on their motivation and their pressure to perform as well, to perform at a high level. And psychological factors, motivation and desire to compete. So a positive physical and social environment can increase intrinsic motivation and desire to compete, while negative influences can reduce both. So the arousal levels and stress, there's variations within the physical conditions and the social interactions that can cause changes in arousal and stress levels, affecting the player's performance. And anxiety, it could come from media scrutiny, competitive pressure, family expectations. Those can all exacerbate anxiety, necessitating good coping mechanisms. So the need for feedback and reinforcement, it's always good whenever you're playing a sport. I kind of think of it like critical thinking. You're receiving critical feedback. So it's there to help you. So need for feedback and reinforcement so these players can get better, so they can improve on what they need to improve on. And so regular constructive feedback from coaches and peers, it's a critical skill for improvement and confidence for these professional female tennis players. And positive reinforcement can boost motivation while lowering anxiety. So the outcome and performance goals for professional female tennis players. So some of these outcome goals is to win a Grand Slam tournament. That's one of the biggest goals in tennis for professional female tennis players. They want to win that big Grand Slam tournament. And so they have to consider the following strategy. They have to do things like create a comprehensive training and conditioning program geared at peak performance at a Grand Slam tournament, at a Grand Slam competition. This may include physical exercise, mental conditioning, and meal preparation, and there's plenty more of that to go off of. And for a second one, achieving a top 10 WTA ranking. So for this one, in tennis, you want to develop a long-term competition and training regimen aimed at amassing ranking points. So these professional female players, this includes their strategic tournament selection and their ongoing performance analysis to identify and improve their deficiencies. And for their performance goals, for these professional female tennis players, they want to improve their first serve accuracy. Serving is one of the most difficult skills to learn. Not to learn in tennis, but to achieve, to master in tennis. It's one of the very most important plays that you can make while playing tennis. And it's also the very first play you do to start a game. So improving first serve accuracy by 70%. 70% is pretty high. It's really good. That's what every professional female tennis player wants to shoot for. So they want to implement targeted serving drills with increasing difficulty. And they want to use their previous videos, their feedback, and analyze those videos to provide rapid feedback and changes on what they need to do to improve and become a more accurate server. And also reducing unforced errors by 20% in matches. So they want to hold focused practice sessions on retaining attention and technique under duress, and also using stimulated match settings to mimic competitive scenarios. So focused practice sessions are a big thing that these professional female tennis players want to include in their training sessions. And the process goes for professional female tennis players. They want to help players stay focused and manage tension during the matches. Tennis can get very stressful. People can get tensed with each other. So they want to consider introducing mindfulness and visualization techniques to just ease the mind. And regular use of these approaches can improve the mental resilience of the and a consistent pre-match warm-up routine. So these professional female tennis players, they want to create a personalized pre-match regimen that incorporates particular physical activities, mental preparation, relaxation techniques. You always want to make sure, these female tennis players always want to make sure that they are in the best shape possible to go out there and perform and do what their expectations are. And they want to be on their A game, so they want to make sure to practice this routine on a regular basis and to increase familiarity. And this is just their personalized pre-match routine and specific strategies for every goal. So winning the Grand Slam tournament, it requires comprehensive training and a conditioning program. Achieving a top 10 WTA ranking, it requires consistent training and competition over time. It takes time to get to that point. Furthermore, improved first serve accuracy by 70% with targeted drills and video analysis. Like I said previously, these professional female tennis players, they go back, they watch their videos, they watch their clips, they get feedback from it, and they apply it to their next session. They're rapidly applying feedback constantly on what they can do to get better, to be more accurate. To reduce unforced errors by 20%, they focus on practice sessions using stimulated match situations so they could enhance their skills. They could make less of those unforced errors. And to maintain focus throughout matches using mindfulness and visualization techniques. As I previously said, professional female tennis players, they usually get tense, they get stressed in their matches. So using these strategies to maintain focus throughout the matches will be very helpful, and to also create a personalized pre-match warm-up program, a pre-match routine, something that they do on a regular basis to get their body accustomed before the match. And integrating psychology and theology to help others live their purposes. So, biblical themes, understanding behavior. Psychology contributes to a better understanding of human behavior, which can be used to assist others' lives, others live their purpose. And psychology, it helps guide others in living their purpose. The impact of theology on psychology. So you have compassion and empathy. The biblical teachings on compassion, you can find that in Ephesians 4:32. They improve supportive client care. Service and support, encouraging service pushes clients to prioritize their well-being, Galatians 6:2. Moral guidance, theology offers a moral foundation for making ethical decisions. You can find that, an example of that, in Micah 6:8. Purpose and meaning, by integrating theological perspectives on vocation, clients can discover meaning and purpose. You can find this in Colossians 3:23-24. And holistic care addresses both mental and spiritual requirements. This would go under applications. And empowerment, assisting people in exploring their beliefs and living truthfully. And my final takeaway from this professional female tennis players, the key takeaways I had was integrating psychology and faith. So being able to apply psychological ideas with faith to provide holistic support. Also, furthermore, for ethical and compassionate practice, emphasizing the value of ethical principles and empathy in client care. Some highlights, just having an improved understanding of controlling anxiety, stress, and motivations, especially when you're in those high tense situations and under pressure. It's very useful and important. Interest in sports psychology, motivated to learn more about the assistant professional players' mental health and performance. I'm more motivated to learn about this. I want to dive deeper into professional female tennis players and what they do to get to the top and what they do to try to stay at the very top as well. And my biggest takeaway, it's a holistic approach that combines psychological and religious ideas to promote the purposeful and fulfilling lives. So I think it's very important to just also see this from a faith-based background and being able to plug it in and apply faith faith-based and the psychological aspect of this with the professional female tennis players.